So hello again everyone, and I know it has been a while since you saw me driving my own car, but I'm back at it, the final race of the year. So it's going to be again the Audi TT RS on the daunting Nordschleife, and as an extra twist, a bit of a larger field, because most of the folks that are going to drive today have been racing that very car on that very track for the past 2 months in the endurance series, and now this is just the end of the season special, and they invited me back in. So my deal was not to run in this endurance league. Instead, I spent the past months testing various Audi race cars, getting instructions, getting training and other things, so that I'm going to be better prepared for what they have in store next year, and I can also then in the end at least hint at what's going to happen next year. So today will be a nice bookends of sorts to the season, because I started this year in an Audi TT Cup, so the little brother, if you want, on the Nordschleife, and had won that race, and I'm going to end the season in a bigger Audi TT on the Nordschleife, and yeah, let's see how this extra challenge goes with now most other drivers are much more experienced on the car track combination than I am, and I haven't actually sat in the Audi TT RS now for a couple of weeks. So also have to get familiar with it, and yeah, let's see whether I can end this year on a high. So see you on track, and remember to send it. So as a footnote, this says AI number 29, but there are not 29 different liveries for the TTRS, so it will be less in the setup, so just that you're not surprised why the grid doesn't match this number. So we're now on the start of the qualifying run. And since you're probably all well familiar with the Nordschleife, I'm not going to do the intro, and I'm not going to do the commenting either, so I simply leave you with me and my driving, and of course you're also welcome to fast forward to the results and then the race, because the race is something I will comment on in detail, because it will be worth it. I can give that much of a hint and spoiler at this point. So from now on I will leave you just with the picture from the onboard.
Okay, Andy, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. Yellow flag in sector 3. Sector 3 is green. Okay, Andy. 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes left. Fastest lap for Roland, 8:32. New fastest lap for Jorgensen, 8:31.5. That's a new fastest lap for Holland, 8:30.6. Fastest lap for Marcos, 8:29.3 seconds.
So we're now at the end of the qualifying run, and a couple of people have already set times. Let's see where I end up.
P8, you're currently 3.5 off the leader's pace. You've just done a 8:32.7. The guy ahead has just done a 8:32.1.
So I was reasonably happy with the lap, but as you can see, the others' experiences now show. Because, as I said before, they have been running this car on this track in the Endurance Series for the last months, and I haven't. So as you can see, the first sectors are actually fine. Just in the last sector, I'm probably missing a lot of confidence to be really fast, but at least I'm in the field, so it's not utterly terrible. And it will be very interesting what happens in the race.
30 minutes.
So start, my usual bugbear in this car.
Okay, Andy, get ready. Green, green, green.
And I think I remembered how to do it, but again, it shows that I haven't really sat in the car for a few weeks, and now almost last.
Left side is clear.
Where I had confidence was simply get stuck in
Car right, 3 wide, you're in the middle.
in turn 1.
Okay, clear all round, car on your left.
And that's more the sim racing
Stay on your
informed
line.
confidence.
Hold your
And
line.
so I can sort of win back
Still
the
there.
lost places here in the first few corners
there.
without shunting everyone off.
You're on the right, 3 wide, take care. Clear on the left.
Start's okay, we're still in this.
So that looks like a good place to be in.
Incident in sector 1, yellow flag, there's a white flag.
And of course everyone are
Right side.
now jockeying for position.
Right is clear now.
And if you recall from the qualifying split that I did reasonably well, especially the first sector, which includes the Grand Prix course, or the short a sprint course.
Car left. Hold your line.
And things like good exits, etc.
Hold your line. Left
That's
is
something
clear. On your left.
where
Left is
I've
clear
honed
now.
my craft
Car on your left.
in the past
Clear left.
weeks through instruction from more experienced drivers, what really matters.
Car is on
And
your
this
right.
was then intended to see
Stay
where
on
I
your
stack
line.
up against
The right is clear. Right side is clear now.
the now more experienced drivers in this car on this track, and also whether I can put all the lessons to good use before the winter break. So gaining a few more places on the sprint track, and now on the Nordschleife, where overtaking is of course notoriously difficult. But I'm staying with them, that's nice. As long as I'm part of the train, I'm good, and then it's simply grabbing opportunities that may arise. And with these speeds that these cars have already here in the train, knowing where to go when the car basically blocks the entire view is already difficult enough without even thinking about overtaking. Because this thing holds ass,
Hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes.
to put it bluntly, here on this track. This can go flat. I didn't go flat here, and for good reason.
Right side. Clear
Because there
right.
a Wolfart, I think, chickened out. I was
Car on
lucky
your
not to
right.
collect them.
Still
And then
there.
I checked
Clear
out
the
because
right.
I hadn't really expected to have to make an overtake stick. But that's fair enough. In here, this was the corner, if you think back from earlier this year, where they lost it in the first lap. But here, I think the it shows that there is now a different set of drivers with much more experience on this track, that no one loses it here. And everyone stays very, very disciplined. But I'll be staying with them, so still part of the train, and
On your left.
why not? Yeah,
Still
it looks
there.
like I scared him off.
Still there. Clear on the left.
So that was one place gained in a place where you normally can't really overtake, but sometimes you get lucky. And you see how slow everything is if you have this entire snake of TT RS cars winding its way through these twisty parts.
Right side. Hold your line. Clear on the right.
This was more a defensive thing,
Sector 2
which
is yellow.
means I lose a bit of touch. Not at the ideal place, because after Bergwerk I want to be right behind them for the long sort of straight.
I'm a Müller, car number 125.
Left side.
And I'm lucky again that Österreich,
Still there.
who's one of the guest drivers here,
Hold your line.
doesn't get the best exit.
Hold your
But there
line.
are a few guest drivers in addition to those folks I
Still there.
already
Clear on the
know
left.
from the 4-race series on normal tracks that I raced earlier with them. So up to 12. And all I'm happy to do at this point is simply to stay with them and then
On your
try
right.
something on the Dottinger
Right
Höhe
side is
maybe?
clear now.
Because that was something I had no idea about, how these slipstream battles would play out with this car. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sometimes the exit is a bit slower than I expected. But that's, I guess, things you learn once you drive here, especially endurance races in earnest. So now to the most challenging part in this car, because here you actually feel the G-forces and feel also the heavy steering. Sorry. And to position the car and not to crash into a slower guy in front if they are slower.
Okay, Andy, don't let this guy distract
That's a
you.
hard piece of work. So I'm getting a bit more cautious. I think I've nudged him enough. And here's only one line through all of this anyway. And as long as you're part of the train, you're good. So here was a bit conservative, apparently. Saying no driving away, so losing touch at this point wasn't certainly ideal. And here the car doesn't really want to turn. A front wheel drive and all. I think that's where you see the limits. So I'm almost back at the end of the train.
Russell, car number 117, is now leading.
But here again, in the small carousel, probably could have been a bit more aggressive. But that's, I guess, the extra % of confidence that you only get if you have driven countless laps here, which I haven't, and most of the others had. Same here. Not the ideal exit. And now slipstream battles commence. But here's more for me a case that I can actually stay with them. And this seems in a nice no man's land, so not really gaining on those ahead, but also not under pressure from someone behind. So I'm close enough that everything is balanced and stable. Now I'm even gaining a bit, but here I'm getting cautious. I have no idea where they actually brake. And I don't want to run into anyone in Hohenrhein. I rather have a good exit here and maybe try something at the end of start finish.
Sector 3 is now yellow. Okay, Andy, stay close. Wait for him to make a mistake. Loving this, mate. This is perfect. P12.
So here,
Car left.
and that's also where the sim racing experience helps. Oh,
3 wide, you're on
so
the right.
giving people
Yellow
space.
flag.
Car on your left. You're in the middle. 3 wide, clear right.
Green flag. You're clear.
On your left. Left and right are clear now. Car left, clear on the left now.
Not the
Car in front is Currits. Car number 1.
not the car I wanted to overtake, but anyway, I'll take it. Again, better exit here. That's something I really paid attention to after what I've learned in the past weeks
Left
and months.
side.
Green flag, sector 1.
Still there.
And this is a matter of track position, staying in the way. One more place gained.
The driver in front of us is dark. Car number 332. Stay on it. Keep digging. 20 minutes remaining. You've got 20 minutes left.
Another case of exit, although could
Left
be better.
side.
Even.
Still there.
Is this enough?
Hold your
Outside
line.
position is not ideal. No.
Left is clear now.
No need for heroics. More important to actually catch the right entrance to the chicane. A familiar name in front, so Rob was my teammate back in the
Car in front
Seat
of us is Huff. Car number 1.
earlier in the year, and he was also one of the guest drivers. So it was good to see him again, and he, I think, fared reasonably well in the remainder of the season where I only drove the first 4 races. So he was currently now also on Audi's radar, and they wanted to see whether he would do something of note. I think 9th, more or less jumping in this car. I have no idea how much previous testing he had done. Is I think not too bad. So that was really challenging here, staying with them and hitting the apex exactly without actually seeing anything and just mainly guesswork. Because you can't really react to the car ahead doing something.
Let's see how wide you can make this thing.
That'll be too late. So here I was cautious after what happened the first lap. I think that was sensible.
Car left.
Now Rob is a bit stuck.
Still there. Stay there. Still there.
He doesn't want to yield, but I don't want to yield either. But now he has to.
Now.
So I've been 9th. Need some progress here. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
your
that
left.
was the right idea, but bad execution.
line.
So better exit, but yeah,
Hold your line. Left side is clear
bumped a
now.
bit out of the way, but
Well done, Andy. Nice move, mate.
yeah, luckily it didn't happen, and apparently
The
my
next
crew
car
chief
is
liked it as
Russell.
well.
Car number 123.
So 8th. And I figure I've done enough heroics for this lap.
Russell, car number 117, is now in the lead.
So now it's more a matter of, again, staying with the train. So you don't have to defend this time, that's good. So I have an easier time staying close to them. Can I repeat the same feat? Again, out dragging someone out of backpack.
Car on your left.
Green flag in
Looks
sector
like.
2.
Stay there.
Yes.
Left is clear now.
Great move. Keep it up.
So up in 7th, and again this is now extremely
Oh,
challenging,
down in
having
the
no
next
idea
car
where
is
the actual
Marcos, car number
mini
96.
corners are. Everything's still flat of course, but you don't really see where to turn the wheel. And it's not the widest track here either. This was a bit more confidence this time, and I'm staying a bit closer. And now a bit less confidence, because I have no idea what they're doing. So now onto the part where you can't overtake it all.
Left, that's 15 minutes.
I had the better exit, but it doesn't matter here. There is only one line and one line only.
Defend hard, make them work for it.
So you're now new to be a bit more cautious than the last time? Which I guess if you're used to endurance races as these folks are, that's probably an area where you only go 90% because that's hard enough, especially on your body with all the G-forces here at work.
Car on your left. The left is clear.
Sorry. I was a bit more eager than they were apparently. So I took
Come on, pass him already.
to curb my enthusiasm a bit. Again, I'm losing touch with them here, so I guess you can put even more speed into here. And now it's a matter again of catching back up. Which I luckily managed to do.
Left side. Clear on
But
the left
screw it
now.
up at
Car
the
left.
small carousel
Still there.
and lose 2 places
Hold your
immediately.
line. Hold your line. Clear left.
Car ahead is Russell, car number 123.
So yeah, another lesson learned. And I'm also almost losing touch to the train ahead. And Rob behind is now in a much better position.
On
So
your
that
right.
was a corner where you can't really afford
Stay on your line.
making any mistake.
Stay
And
there.
that's the power slipstream.
Stay on your line. Hold your line. Right side is clear now.
So back to 9th and having to do it all over again. Also this time a good exit for the folks ahead.
The leader has just done a 8:54 E9.
Up. On your left.
Whoops, sorry Rob.
Yellow flag, Holland, car number
I probably didn't have much business being there, but at the same time
Incident clear, green
he
flag.
sort of turned on me. So I was not just
Seeing right front wheel spin coming out of turn 1.
with my front bumper ahead, But luckily he seemed to have spun in a way that he blocked all the others, so doesn't seem to have lost many positions. And yeah, we talked about it afterwards and it was fine. Both a bit overeager. And now I already noticed how difficult it is to keep the concentration up. After just, in air quotes, 20 minutes here.
Still there.
The exit trick worked again.
Still there.
Can I make it stick?
Still there. Clear
Yes.
left.
Sector 1 is green. The car in front of us is now Marcos, car number 96.
So I think I've been here somewhere before, or someone before. 7th, I think. So I lost touch a bit. Because that's what I said before, difficult now to keep the concentration, and that's again I think where the others had the edge on me, because they were used to that in the endurance races, whereas I so far only had 15-minute actual races.
10 minutes to go.
I of course had longer test sessions in the past weeks, but whether you just have a test session or an actual race, that's a huge difference, and also none of these longer sessions had been on the Nordschleife. In the middle of the pack. At least the car is not too difficult to drive here, and also not too difficult to drive fast. It's just when you get the G-forces, then you really get the G-forces, because there is a ton of grip. So can I use the exit again? But that doesn't look like it. And I'm simply yielding. I don't feel like more heroics at this point. Especially given that I started 14th or something.
Your rears are cold. Okay, Andy, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes.
So someone ahead struggles a bit, that allows me to catch up again. Here I wished for a wider track, but that doesn't exist, and here is really only one line. Nothing I can do here either, except keep close contact with the guy ahead.
Left side is clear now.
Which I sort of didn't do. So, party trick time again? Question mark?
Left side.
Yes.
Still there. Hold your line. Left is clear now.
Okay, that worked.
Well done, mate, that was great. Your rear brakes are cold.
So up to 6th and in the train. And even gaining in the slipstream, but of course nothing you can do here. This time I went, yeah, I think even faster than before, so that was a corner that really needs confidence. And if the others can do it, I figured I could do it as well.
Andy. The next car is Johansson, car number 126.
Too wide into the carousel, something you don't see every day either. And they, interestingly, seem to be able to sort themselves out rather quickly, so they're not really losing time.
Green flag in
Actually, I have a good exit here.
You've got half your fuel left.
So here it's a matter of fitness almost, how long you can keep these high corner speeds up every lap. And I really started to feel the strain and was happy that the clock was around the 5-minute mark. This looks interesting, but yeah, not really a place to get stuck in. I think I had a better exit this time than in the previous lap, so that was nice.
Minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
Car right, clear right now.
P7 is closing the gap. It's now 0.23. He's quicker than us in turn 1.
So here they seem to have, again, the extra bit of confidence based on their experience, whereas I think I left second or so on the table. And here you get insanely high corner speeds. You just have to be able to hold the steering wheel and I withstand the forces in general. But this is better. At least I'm not losing even more. Will this be close enough for slipstream? And how about Leonard behind? Not ideal. But Leonard seemed to have pulled out a bit too early. Doesn't really seem to be gaining. And I'm sort of trying to catch the air pockets ahead. And that also seems to be working reasonably well, despite the actual distance. And now I start to block, because I don't want a repeat from last lap, I think, where...
Come on, Andy. Push, push, push. We can get this guy.
Rob overtook me here. So now finally open space here, breaking into Hohenrhein, and so that allows me to catch up big time. And they shove each other out of the way, so that certainly doesn't help their top speed on the start-finish straight. So that looks like I can do something here.
That's half distance. You're looking good for fuel. 6th place.
Car left. Hold your line.
So to...
You're on the right, 3 wide. Left is clear. On your right. Right side is clear.
Good pass.
So that went better than expected.
The next car is Russell, car number 170.
I guess that's where I have a bit more confidence than they have. Turn 1 braking point. And was still a bit asleep. Gotta make that stick.
Stay there. Still there. Still there. Left is clear now.
So 3rd place, podium.
Car on your right.
Although
Still
losing
there.
3rd place again. Nice switchback.
Still there. Right is clear.
But then
Car
he
right.
overcooks it and yeah,
Right is clear now.
is to fit in behind.
Car on your left. Clear left.
But I was more busy defending, so I didn't really pay attention too much what the guys ahead were doing. So wouldn't have expected to be 3rd at the beginning or close to the
On your
beginning
left.
of the final lap.
Stay there. Car left. Still there. Clear on the left now.
So now I was content to stay behind them.
On your right. Clear right side.
This podium is very nice and I didn't want to throw it away. And especially the concentration was not really waning.
car is Frederick, car number 110.
So half an hour in this car, on this track, and this intensity in the middle of the pack is really, really exhausting. And doing that dance here through these corners. So a good exit here, but of course nothing you can really do.
Right side, clear on the right.
Yeah, and here I sort of slipped concentration finally.
Car on your right. Clear
First
on
a
the
bit,
right. Car
first a
right.
bit too conservative
Pick up on your left side tyres.
Right side is
into,
clear
into the
now.
right-hander, and
Come
then
on, man, defend
not
harder.
slowing down enough, not turning in forcefully enough, so I'm losing 2 places. No further harm done though. I need a bit of time to collect myself after this.
On your left. Stay on your line. Hold your line.
And
Clear
again, I
left.
let him go. Now I lost 2 places due to a small mistake. I don't want to lose even more. And 5th I think is fine too, coming from 14th.
We're seeing minor wear on the fronts.
The tire temperatures, by the way, were overall fine, so it was just on the smaller tracks that the front wheel tires didn't have enough time to cool down. Here it was no issue in terms of tire wear or tire temperature that you lose grip in the 3rd or 4th lap. So they are a bit all over the place, but yeah, here is not really a place where I can do anything. Rather hoping for a last application of my back party trick, out dragging them. Can I make it work this time?
Left side.
Yes.
Stay there. Clear left. Car on your left.
Can I also get less trap?
Still there.
Doesn't
Hold
look
your
like.
line. Still there. Left is clear.
Your rear tyres are cold. Your left front tyre is running hot.
I just have to be happy to be part of the train so that I'm safe to be re-overtaken. And I figured 4th is a nice consolation, so that I only essentially lost 1 place due to the mistake earlier in the snap.
Car is on your right. Right is clear now.
And also felt I was just hanging in there in terms of concentration. So my focus was rather getting through all the corners decently
Sector 3 is yellow.
instead of pulling off some extra special. And just closing the inside line that now Huff can't stick his nose in. Yeah, so apparently he wasn't hampered too much by our small coming together earlier, so that he's now right on my tail. So dancing this dance for the last time.
On your left. Clear on the left.
and pulling out the last bit of concentration and focus to get through the final corners and the Dottinger Höhe. So I think this was better this time, though there might still be a bit more in there, but it wasn't as timid as the last times. And that's how I learned where I probably lost also time.
Sector 3 is clear, green flag.
In my qualifying run. So all the extra tenths that you can gain when you take all that speed through these corners. So this looks decent. Part of the train before the little carousel. So I then should be reasonably safe unless I screw up the next two corners for Dottinger Höhe for the final run. Could have been better, but I think this is still good enough. Rob, of course, wants to try something, and I can't blame him. So I have to again search for the air pockets, those guys ahead, and I seem to be just on the edge of actually having these air pockets because Rob drops back. And I'm in the rev limiter and slightly gaining actually. Well, not in the rev limiter, but close to the rev limiter. Again, I don't want to lose everything in the last chicane, so fourth is fine after this run. I probably could overtake them into turn 1, but unfortunately the race will be over before that. So I'm simply, yeah, taking it a bit more conservative and happily cross the line in fourth.
P4, okay, that's the finish. Well done, mate.
Yeah, so from 14th, I think, was it, to fourth, after having almost been last in the...
Car on your left, clear left now.
Or at least before the first corner. I think that's overall sufficiently respectable, and also my fastest lap is up there. So I certainly learned a lot during the race. So, on my way home now, in a little bit of a gloomy October evening, but that's to be expected, it's October. What to make of this day of racing? Well, this was clearly the most challenging race this year. And I had to put everything that I learned in the coaching sessions over the previous weeks to good use. And also to learn a lot on the spot. During the race, where I was missing the odd 10th or even second here or there. And yeah, I think one small mistake and still fourth. I think that's something I can be reasonably happy with, and also I hope that my employer will be reasonably happy with that exercise that they put me through to see whether I can actually apply some of the things that I learned over the past weeks and months, and how I would fare against the much more experienced other drivers. Hang on. Do a detour here, so there seems to be some sort of construction. Okay, I have to take this exit. So, looking back at the year, I mean, I sometimes forgot that this is only my second full year of racing, with all the advances and all the experiences that I've made and gained over the year. So I think I'm keeping a pretty rapid advancement here to climb up the ladder. So nothing really went horribly wrong. Well, maybe the BMW tryout on the Nordschleife, where was I punted off at the first corner, but I think looking back, that was maybe a blessing in disguise, because I have no idea how I would fare with a different logo on my overalls, and I think I had a very good fortune to drive where I drove and get the support that I got. So yeah, that and otherwise I think lots of highlights in terms of series wins or being more the underdog in the Seat and still finishing in the points. So that's, I think, a year I can look back happily. Of course, there's always room for improvement, but again, just for the second full year of racing, I think I'll focus on the highs here. So what about next year? So one thing I can say is that I will spend a fair bit of the winter not here in cold Germany, but rather in the south of Europe, and be actually driving during that time. But then I'll leave that hint and spoiler at this point here, and more about that then in an update video, then probably mid to late January, so the actual dates are still to be confirmed. And I think you can then just until then enjoy exclusively sim racing videos on this channel and not real life racing. So that was a bit of a longer outro, but I think there were a few things to go through at this point, so I can then say for the rest of the year, see you on track, and remember to send it